In this video, I'm going to go over domain and range specifically for quadratic graphs. Remember quadratics, these are parabolas, so we really have two options. Either we have the U shape or we have the hill shape. Remember that domain is the x values, so this moves left to right. Well, as you look at either of these shapes, notice that the graph goes to the left and the graph goes to the right. And even in the hill, the graph goes to the left and the graph goes to the right. And if you were to continue on these lines, nothing ever stops as you move further to the left and further to the right. So the domain, the graph goes forever and ever in both directions, meaning that it goes all the way to the left to negative infinity and all the way to the right to positive infinity. This will always be true for a quadratic graph when we're just looking at the function itself. Now range is the y values. This is from bottom to top. And we always write it from bottom to top. We always go from low to high. Well, the range is a little bit less consistent because these two different shapes are going to have two different ranges. The U shape, if we start at the bottom, the graph starts here, right at the bottom of the graph. And then it goes on both ends up forever. So it keeps going up, 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 up. If you remember this bottom point, that's a special point for quadratic graphs. This is called the vertex. And we think of the ordered pair of the vertex as h, k. So when we talk about the range for a U-shaped parabola, which if you remember, this is a positive parabola, then the range is going to start down at the vertex and it's going to then go up forever to infinity. Again, range is y value, so we're going to start with the k value. So the range for this one would be from the k value of the vertex up to positive infinity. Now, for the parabola that's pointing down, this is the negative parabola, right? He looks like a little sad face. The other one's a happy face. That's how you can remember positive and negative. For the negative parabola, as we start from bottom to top, the bottom is now pointing down forever and ever. The bottom is going down, 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 down. So it starts all the way down at negative infinity. And then as we go from bottom to top, we have a top point right here. The top point is the vertex, h, k. So the highest this graph will ever reach is at the vertex, which is at k. Because remember, this is y value, so we use the y value of the vertex. And that's for quadratic graphs only, the general rules for domain and range.